Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of the United Front. My name is Raz. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Oh, by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the world, right? Whether you're a father or, father figure to somebody, happy Father's Day. Well, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Manchester United. Lots of great news out there, as always. We're going to talk about Bellingham. We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho. Hera Maguire had some great things to say. I think you guys will be excited about that. We're also going to talk about, what else are we going to talk about? The Glazers and Stan Kroenke. I know he's not a United owner, but we're going to talk about him anyway. And then we'll also talk about Dean Henderson. I think he's got some interesting things to say, especially considering that David De Gea is having some issues, so to speak. All right. At the end, after we've covered what the papers are talking about, we're then going to discuss what Manchester United's position is and some of the upcoming fixtures and what they may mean. All right. So let's excuse me. Let's go ahead and jump into Jude Bellingham. So apparently Jude, that's the 16-year-old midfielder who I think is a box-to-box midfielder currently playing for Birmingham City. He has decided to snub Manchester United and play for Borussia Dortmund. So thoughts on that? I don't blame the kid, okay? Excuse me. And the reason I don't blame the kid is because, look, if you look at Manchester United's squad right now, would you really think a 16-year-old is going to compete with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, McTominay, Matic, and Frege? I don't think he's going to be able to do that. So looking at it from his perspective, I think it's a smart move on his part. And, if what the papers, if what the Sun is saying is correct, then you know what? Good luck, Bellingham. Hopefully we'll get to see you in a couple of years or so when you earn your wings a little bit more. And, just like we're about to get Jadon Sancho, right? He left Manchester City, went to Borussia Dortmund, and apparently he is on his way to Manchester United. And yes, this news has been in the papers for a while now. What is coming out is that Borussia Dortmund are actually a little bit concerned about Jadon Sancho. They're saying he's mentally not there. They're very concerned because he has no energy. He's mentally not there. And in addition to that, Jadon Sancho himself went ahead and liked a tweet that basically said that his mind was at Manchester United. So read between the lines. Until it is published on manunited.com that he is coming to Manchester United, take it for what it is. Either way, it's exciting news, right? All right, so let's talk about Hera Maguire. Maguire next. So obviously Manchester United players are a little bit disappointed about the result that just came out here a week ago when United played Spurs. We were hoping obviously for a victory, dominated possession and all of that. Hera Maguire basically came out and said, look, we are so motivated. The players are so motivated that they don't need the crowd to motivate them. That is amazing. That is awesome, okay? That was one of the things that, to be honest with you, I was a little concerned about being a Manchester United fan because I know what Old Trafford means. I know what, our fans are capable of doing in terms of providing that extra energy to our players. So to know that the captain of the club comes up and says, we don't need additional incentive or additional energy from our fans. We are motivated enough to go out there. I am looking forward to that game on Wednesday between Manchester United and Sheffield. Speaking of Sheffield United, our very own Dean Henderson is actually playing goalie there, obviously. He's on loan at Sheffield United. Dean Henderson is having one heck of a season. One heck of a season. And United are trying to sign him on a longer contract. And one of the demands he has is, well, I want to be number one. Unless I'm number one, I'm not coming there. Obviously, David De Gea has been in the spotlight because of, that shot that you could have saved against Spurs. So, in addition to that, obviously, De Gea has had his own errors throughout the season. So, look, put whatever you want into it. Some of these sources, you just never know. That's actually coming in from the Daily Mail. So, we'll see how that turns out, okay? The last piece in terms of what's been in the news, obviously there's been a lot more of that, but a lot more news, that is. I just want to share something about the Glazer family and also Stan Kroenke. So if you know a little bit about these two owners, the Glazers own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is a football team here in the United States. And then Stan Kroenke obviously owns several sports franchises, including the Los Angeles Rams, right? Oh, you hear that? That's thunderstorm. Yikes. Maybe there's a tornado coming. Anyway, so that's including, the Los Angeles Rams. What that means is that it's a little bit of a controversial situation, simply because it seems like in the UK, with the exception of what happened today at Burnley, if you haven't, check it out, there has been a tradition where all the players have really taken to this Black Lives Matter movement, right? What they're doing is they're kneeling before, each game, and all their shirts don't have the players' names on it. They all have Black Lives Matter. All of that, has been going on. So the news basically stated that, and I believe that was in The Sun. The Sun are very, very controversial, right? They're the ones who came up and said, well, the Glazers and Kroenke don't want to apologize to the United States, football fans. That's, U.S. football, not soccer, right? Football fans for voting against the kneeling before the games, right? And here's my take on that. It's a very, very tough decision when you're an owner to make a call like that. And here's why. It first starts with the culture between the U.S. and, England or the U.K., right? In the U.K., it's a very, very, I want to say, for lack of better words, it's a very respectable society. People are very proper, and they respect each other, right? In the United States, regardless of what your point of view is, you've got freedom of speech. You can say what you want. And in addition to that, when you have the highest of the highest, power in the U.S. saying, hey, I don't want you to kneel, and you own a sports franchise and you own other, businesses out there, your business is at risk if you go against that. So that's kind of the situation that they're in. So for them to not come out and say, hey, you know what, we're sorry that we told American football players not to kneel, it's not surprising to me. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them, seem like they don't care about black lives or don't think black lives matter. I think it's just really a situation where they're caught in a situation that in a scenario that's very tough. Ignoring that and just letting it cool down is probably the best way for them to go. So look, that's my take. Doesn't mean that I'm supporting them or I believe what they're saying. I'm just putting myself in their shoes and saying, if I'm a business owner and this is what I have at risk, and I've got somebody at the top of the food chain that says, if you do this, I'm going to destroy you, what am I supposed to do, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Manchester United fixtures. Really, really excited about the upcoming game that's going to be on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Obviously, United are taking on Sheffield United. Really, really proud of Steve Bruce and Newcastle United. They did us a favor. Sheffield United was 1 point behind us. And guess what? Brucey went out there and did his thing, and they won 3-0. Newcastle beat Sheffield United 3-0. What that meant is that Sheffield United have 0 points from their one game that they've played, right? What that means is that our tie against Spurs now puts us 2 points ahead of Sheffield United. So the table right now, obviously, Liverpool are first. You got Man City looking good, demolished Burnley today, 5-0. You've got Leicester City, who are still 3 points ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea are fourth, United are fifth, Wolves are sixth, and sixth actually and fifth are tied. So United are actually ahead of Wolves only on goal difference. Here's what I'm excited about. Chelsea have Manchester City next. After Manchester City, Chelsea have Leicester. That's 6 points. That's an opportunity. Assuming Chelsea drop those points, that could be an opportunity for Man United to come in and take over that spot. So look, the next two teams that we play in the league are Sheffield United. And then this weekend, we've got a non-league game. This is, I believe, FA Cup. We've got Norwich City. And then in addition to that, next week on Tuesday, I believe, is when we play Brighton. And Brighton conquered Arsenal, so we know that they're no slouches. But lots of great stuff to look forward to. Excited to give you the latest on Man United. If there's anything else that you would like to see, anything else that you would like to hear, make sure to make a comment, and obviously don't forget to like and subscribe. For now, I'm out.